That was good. That was good. That was a good way to start. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for stopping in. This is the Intuitive Energy Update with myself, Aurora. And this is for the week of August 16th, 2021. So I didn't really know if I was going to use this video. I just wanted to basically test out the singing bowl. And then I just got into my groove. So here I am. I'm in the groove. So hopefully it sounded good. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I just wanted to clear the space because I was feeling a lot of anxiety. I was feeling a lot of like ungrounded energy. I was feeling just a lot. So I just decided to use my tool, the singing bowl, to just purify and cleanse. I had already cleansed with sage and Palo Santo, and I mean today has just been a ride in itself, but it's been a good day. So yeah, so I've just been purifying, cleansing, getting everything ready. I just tapped into a few things before coming on, so I just have a small list that I'm going to go through, and the rest will be channeled. And yeah, so okay, where am I going to begin? So actually I'm going to begin here because this is basically timeless information. This is a timeless reading, a timeless update. So this information that is going to be coming through me today is basically now going to be just vibrating out in the universe. And if you happen to find this and it's already past the week, it could be a few weeks, it could be a month, it could be a year, it could be 10 years. Listen to what I have to say here, because this is in a vibratory match with whatever it is that you're going through. This is your higher self connecting. I call in all higher selves. Whenever I do readings, I call in people's higher selves to work through me. I'm the clear conduit. I'm the clear channel to give this information to this individual, or for here, the collective, for whoever is going to be popping in at whatever time, right? So cool. I just wanted to put that in there. And really, like, as I'm speaking, guys, like, I really want you to learn how to connect to your own intuition, to your own messages. Like, I want you to be able to, because everything I'm saying is general, I want you to be able to basically feel what resonates with you and understand it through your own lens. So I'm sure people will naturally do this, but I would really just encourage you to really put the effort into really understanding, because this information that's coming through is information that you've been asking for, that anybody that was watching these videos has been asking for, okay? So just want to throw that out there. Okay, so yeah, let's just get right into it. I'm not going to talk astrology this week. I did listen to a few things. We do have an Aquarian full moon coming, which the last moon, or no, the moon in July was Aquarian as well. So there's that double Aquarian energy, where back in July is kind of like the portal was opening, and this full moon coming is kind of like the closing of the portal, which kind of makes sense with like the Lionsgate portal just happening as well, right? So that kind of closed off on the 12th, and now we're heading into this full moon energy coming up soon. So yeah, there's like that larger portal and then the smaller portal within, and we're kind of coming to the close of that of this portal that opened back in July with that full moon in Aquarius. So yeah, I just want to mention that. That's really all I want to mention about astrology. Okay, so let's see, what do I have for this week? Okay, so grounding, protection. Grounding and protection is where you need to shift your focus. So basically, I've been really tapping into like some really, really deep shifts that are going to be going on very soon in the collective, in like the world, like in all of our lives. There's going to be some type of reset. I know that a lot of us kind of have heard about possibly something happening, and we've all kind of thought it was going to happen, and I mean, we still don't really know how it's going to unfold, but there is a reset energy coming, and that means that basically change is coming, like big change. And so I can feel it. This morning I was feeling it. This morning I was crying. This morning I was processing. And I said to Heidi, I was like, I'm just scared. Like I'm scared. Like I'm scared. Like I finally just voiced it. I said to her, and like I was crying, and I didn't know what I was feeling, and I was feeling everyone and everything, and I was just like, I'm actually scared. Like I'm scared. Like I don't know what's gonna happen, and I have to be so tuned in to my internal guidance to lead the way. That's what all this work is for, because there comes a time where we're really gonna need it. And it's not to instill fear or anything, it's just to be prepared. It's like like focusing on getting food that's gonna be able to supply you and your family for some time in case anything does happen. It's not about like preparing because you're afraid. It's about preparing because then you're prepared. And then, say nothing happens, then perfect. You have a bunch of food that you can now eat, right? Like there's really no losing in this situation, right? It's just really about preparation. So it's like, I don't know what I need to prepare. I don't know. Like, I have no idea. So now comes the time where I have to start listening and learning. And it's summer, so my entire property is covered in different herbs and different things that we can cut. Like, we're making nettle tea right now from the nettle on our property, and like different things. So it's just like really like focus, grounding. What is it? What's your focus? Where are you going? Because right now, the distraction energy is so huge, like so huge, because there's so much duality, there's so much polarity, there's so much separation, there's so many opinions, and everyone thinks that they've got the right thing. Everyone thinks that they're right, and everyone thinks that everyone else is wrong. And it's like, you know what? At the end of the day, there's no one size fits all. So let's just focus on like right here, right now, and what I can do to start planning for the future, to start planning for something greater than, what is going on the news, or what is going on kind of in the collective. It's about like your own little collective right now. Like, we're really anchoring our focus into calling in our tribe, and like really having solid people in our lives that we are able to have very dependable relationships with, like people that you're actually, like soul family, because that's kind of the direction that we're going right now. And especially for me in my life, and honestly, everybody kind of in my little circle is all starting to connect now, whereas I've always had like the individual one-on-one friendships. It's like I'm seeing it all coming together now. And so kind of just notice that in your life. Like, notice like, where's your focus, where's your energy, what has your energy, who has your energy. That's where you're going to be able to transmute and transform, is just by acknowledging, like today, by me saying, I'm scared, actually, like I don't know what's going to happen, and I feel it, and it's big, and it's change, and it's that death energy, right? So it's like big change is coming, guys. And that can be scary. It's in the unknown, but it's like, okay, well then I need to trust myself in order to listen, in order to prepare for whatever it is that is for me and what I need, right? So really start grounding, really start like protecting yourself and your energy. And this includes, again, like your friendships, your relationships, everything in your life that is causing any like anxiety, any friction. And if there's something in your life that's causing that you can't change, it's about shifting your perspective around it, because you're going to give your power away and deplete yourself. So instead, shift your perspective, take your power back, and figure it out from a different way. Don't give all your energy to it, but work smart, not hard. Really, like, think about it. Use your headspace and your heart space to align what it is that is the best for you. Ask the universe for guidance. Ask people, like, share, like, there are ways. It's just we close ourselves off in so many ways. So now we're really being asked to, within that closed space, start opening up to ourselves, start opening up to our truths, start opening up to, really knowing your truth and standing in your power. So whatever that means for you and whatever comes up as I say this, right? So where is it that you're giving your power away? Where is it that you're not speaking your truth, right? And like, where do you have relationships that aren't serving you, that aren't easy to let go of necessarily, but there's lessons for you to learn in all of that. So maybe you really struggle to let go. And so this is your last tower moment or your last death moment with this energy, and you're saying no more, like, I'm going to cut that tie. And this is the kind of the energy, because our head and our heart are starting to align, right? And so that's why kind of like our shadow self comes up when they start aligning as well, because our shadow gets illuminated, right? The things we've suppressed in our heart, the things that we've, thought about, that, all of our thoughts, all of our beliefs, anything that we are not conscious of, as it becomes conscious, it can feel uncomfortable, right? So it's really about like peeling back the layers. Again, I think we all know about that onion analogy, right? So peeling back the layers of yourself as the onion and really getting to know your core, you at the core level. And I think really we're being asked to get to know ourselves on an intimate level, on a deep level, on that. And when I say ground and protect, that's how you ground and protect yourself, because you're connected to your life. You're connected to every part of it through this process, right? So that's really where we're being asked to notice like where our focus is and bring it back to protection and bring it back to grounding. I already said this, but shift your perspective, shift your focus, shift your energy. So if you shift your perspective, right? If you're like, okay, so this isn't serving me, shift your perspective, that shifts your focus, and then that shifts your energy, right? So it can all start right here. It's just about like, instead of feeling defeated, it's okay to feel defeated, but then you have to get back up and you have to say, okay, how am I going to execute this? How am I going to move forward? Maybe it's that you do need to sit still for a minute and not take action, but maybe it is that you need to move forward, and you ask the universe for those signs, or ask yourself, or ask other people in order to guide you, right? So it's like, I guess asking for help is a big one this week as well, right? Asking people, being open, honest, and vulnerable, speaking your truth, right? So asking people for guidance that you think can guide you, right? So maybe you're interested in a reading, connecting with somebody that is helping other people on their path spiritually, and you're like, you know what, I've never really thought about that, but I think I'm going to try it because I think that it could really help me. And it's that change. It's like, that opening, that, okay, that possibility, that potential, right? And it can be anything. It could be like, say you hurt your back and you're finally ready to go deal with it, or there's something, my teeth have been bothering me, so like, that's something that I'll have to step forward soon and go and get looked at, because the more that we neglect, that's when things start to deteriorate. And right now is not the time for our bodies to be deteriorating, because we have a virus going around, we have this vaccine going around, we have all this stuff going around, and flu season's coming up too, right? So like, here we go, right, with all the stories and all the shutdowns and whatever's going to happen. And I hope to not manifest that timeline, but also there's like a whole collective that's kind of anticipating that timeline. So, it's our job to, as these light workers, as these way showers, as these spiritual entrepreneurs, or in whatever way that you want to go with it, just as a soul mission here, it's to speak our truth. It's to stand in our power. It's to move forward fearless. It's to move forward from a place of authenticity, truth, like vulnerability, purity. When you come from these places, the universe supports you. Like, there's no reason for the universe not to support you. So it's about purifying and grounding and really anchoring in who you are. Okay, let's see. So acute awareness of distraction energy. Okay, so that's why I keep bringing up grounding, because really bring awareness. I said that distraction energy is going to be really, really, really big. Well, this point is saying have an acute awareness, have a very, very, very detailed awareness of what is distracting you right now. This week, maybe just focus solely on your distractions. How do you distract yourself? How much time do you sit there and scroll on your phone? How much time do you do this? How much time, what takes your time time up in a day is basically what I'm getting at. And how can you, you know, like shed what isn't serving, or shift this or change that? Like, say you have coffee every morning, and you could really start having some like tea, nettle tea, to help with inflammation and to help the body heal itself, instead of, or maybe just a green tea for liver detoxification or whatever, dandelion root tea, like Google whatever, like start a journey. Like, okay, I want to better my body, so I'm going to choose to drink tea this week instead, and I'm going to find what it is I like. If you don't like tea, put some honey in it, find a way that you like it, right? Like, just start. Okay, oops, I had to make more space on here. So anyway, I was talking about like just starting to shift your everyday habits. Basically, I was like talking about, you know, like making a tea, or, you know, instead of having a coffee or whatever, finding alternatives, learning about using food as medicine, basically, is what I was saying. My mom actually got stinging nettle on her hands the other day because she was going to pull weeds out, and then she was like, oh my god, my hands are burning. So I ran and I got her like chickweed ointment and, you know, whatever I needed. And then when I came out, she was like rubbing plantain in her hands, which is like a little, it's like a green, like it's just like kind of wide leaf with like these like things that stick out of it. I don't know how to describe it, but anyway, so she was using that because she knew it had properties to help stop the stinging nettle. So by the time I got out there, she didn't even need what I was bringing her, because she was just like, oh, I remember about that. And so she tried it, and she was like, wow, like it worked. So anyway, basically, like starting a new journey. Oh, my room is full of smoke. Let me open it, my incense. Okay. Just gotta let that air out. Okay. So anyway, connecting to food as medicine, and instead of putting all these different things in your body that aren't good for you, then finding alternatives that are, and that help boost the immune system, and that help reduce inflammation, and all the different things, right? So make sure you're getting your vitamin D as well. That's a really, really big one to help. I guess like there's been a lot of the COVID cases, when people have gone in, they've been deficient in vitamin D. So side note there. Okay, so yeah, so back to what I was saying. The point though was acute awareness of distraction energy. So coming back full circle, that was what all of that was for, but I kind of got cut off in the middle. But yeah, so coming, like grounding yourself and realizing like what's distracting you. So what parts of your days aren't serving you? Where are you focusing on drama, or where, like, I find for me, like I'm going to have to start a morning practice where when I wake up in the morning, I have my routine, I have what I do, because that serves me. And I know that that serves me, and it served me in the past, and I know that I'm being called to do it again. So that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm going to start doing, right? So things like that. So be aware of like how you work, and maybe it's even just like if you have kids, it's like maybe making sure that you have breakfast made before they're even up, so that by the time they're up, they can go have their breakfast, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? However that you need to create flow in your world, that's where you need to be focusing your energy, so that you can make it as easy as possible for you to be able to transition and move throughout the day. Okay, so like this next one is heart. Our heart is tender but wise. So this is kind of like that balance and that coherence between our emotions and our mind, because when we can, you know, yes, we have pain, we have grief, we have had suffering, but it's like, how are we moving through that? How are we choosing to strengthen ourselves from our pain, from our suffering, from the things that have happened, from boundaries being crossed? It's like all these things are trying to get you back to your purity, right? Like all these things, like these are the things that you have to deal with basically to get back to your purity, right? Which is your heart center. So your heart is tender but wise, right? So that's where the intellect and the intuition can come through, where you're not making choices from that wounded space anymore. You're not choosing from you know, fear or from lack. You're like, okay, no, that happened in the past, but this is who I am now, and I trust myself, and I know that I'm listening and I'm moving forward, right? In the way that serves me, in the way that I know in my own being, in my own soul, that that I need to do to move forward, right? So really connect to that heart center, that wisdom, that intuition. Listen to the pain. Your heart is tender, so it's opening up. We have to, when we have a breakdown, it's always a breakthrough, because you're breaking down to break through. Because if you didn't have that breakdown, then you would still keep living that pattern. Basically, the pattern has exhausted itself, so you have a breakdown so that you can break through and out of that pattern, right? Because you weren't choosing to consciously break out of that pattern on your own. So the universe or yourself, or whatever, divine timing, however you want to look at it, happened that way, so that you'd listen, so that you'd stop, so that you'd slow down, so that you would change something in your life, because obviously it's not working, right? So really have that awareness, and your heart is guiding you. So really listen. So then bird's eye view, bird's eye perspective. So this is the mind. The mind is leading the heart to safety. So trust yourself, which I just said, right? Because intuitively, I guess I already know where I'm going. But yeah, so really allow for yourself to be in the present moment with the pain, but to also elevate your awareness and your consciousness to understand, like, take blame, take guilt, take shame, take fear out of every situation. Look at it objectively. See yourself for the tender, beautiful being that you are, that had to go through the pain, that had to go through the suffering, and now you're on the other side, and now you can start making choices from this moment forward to shift out of and into who it is that you are always meant to be. Because it's going to happen. It's going to happen through the choices that you choose. And as you keep choosing to go farther and farther away from things that don't serve you, that aren't in alignment, then you don't have as much gunk. So at first, like, damn, like, the gutters are dirty. But then as you clean it, as you move things, as you organize, as you reprioritize, as you choose things that are serving you, that are energizing you and not depleting you, that, that serve you at the end of the day, then your life changes, your life shifts, your priorities change, your energy changes, your mind changes, your whole life changes, just by having this balance between the head and the heart to guide you with your intuition and for what is best for you, not for anybody else. We've never been in a time like this, and we need to do what's best for us as individuals, right? So our head and our heart are really, you're going between it. Like, our head and our heart are grounding into one another, is what I'm hearing, which is that 0 point. It's like I'm seeing this infinite loop of energy here, and like, this is what's being flowed, and then our throat is the center point. So look at that, guys. So then we get to speak our truth from our heart center, connected to our higher selves, connecting to our knowings, right? And so that's the purification process right there, is being able to access the information within you that's laying dormant from lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, right? You're not really learning anything new per se, but you're remembering. You're remembering your lives. You're remembering your skills. You're remembering who you are, right? And then from there, you get to live your life from that place. Once you remember who you are, then you can take action from your knowings, from your intuition, from your feelings, your healthy feelings that are guiding you, from, from going from being afraid to quit your job to go to the next thing, to going, no, I'm ready to go to the next job. I'm not losing anything. I've put in my time. It's not serving me anymore, and I'm ready to move along, right? And that's that mature emotional place, right? So I guess too, with that, our heart is maturing, right? Okay, so then we have base chakra shakeup, leads to redirection of energy and life, which I guess is what I just said, right? So base chakra, so our base chakra is being shaken up, right? And that's why, as much as, yes, our head and our heart, but that's what shakes our base chakra, is our head and our heart coming into balance with our truth is obviously going to change our reality, right? It's changing our base, right? It's changing our foundation of our beliefs, of our actions, of everything, right? So, this is going to really shake up our base, and that's why we're really being asked to ground and protect. I always say, I am connected when I am protected. I am connected when I am protected. I mean, no, the other way. Sorry. I am protected when I am connected. I was like, that doesn't make sense. I am protected when I am connected. And so when I say connected, I mean connected to myself, connected to my heart, connected to source, connected to my higher self. When I am in alignment, when I am right here, I am protected because I'm in flow. I'm being guided. I am in tune. I know what yes feels like. I know what no feels like. I know what maybe feels like. I know how to navigate different things. And I know because it's in me, right? I am it. I'm just being, right? And so when you're not trying to be something that you're not all the time and you just are, then that's when you get to actually live and embody your life, right? And be you. So, yeah, okay, so I have some affirmations here. So I am supported, I am grounded, and all my basic needs are met. And I was thinking too, like it's an affirmation / kind of questions for you, right? So you can say, I am supported, I am grounded, all my basic needs are met as an affirmation, but you can also look at it like a question. So am I supported? Am I grounded? Are all my basic needs being met, right? Am I supported? Am I grounded? Are all my basic needs being met? Meaning, eating properly, getting your proper vitamins, minerals, drinking enough water, making sure the water that you're drinking is pure, all the different things, making sure that you're exercising properly, like your basic needs. Like, I mean, honestly, I'll even go into the level of like your bowel movements and if you're peeing enough and like all of the things, right? Your whole physicality, right? Because right now, moving forward, that is our superpower, our immune system, our own health, our own mental health, our own empowerment. The way that we're choosing to move forward in every moment in our lives right now is going to affect us. Because if right now we're going to choose to not empower ourselves, to be weak, to be vulnerable in the way that is not serving us, then we are going to, we're going to get something. We're going to get sick because we're not taking care of ourselves. And that's it. It doesn't take very long for the body to go out of balance, right? I could be healthy today and in a month I can be totally sick due to me not taking care of myself, me not, taking care of my basic needs, right? Which has happened to me before because I mean, hey, life's a roller coaster, ups and downs and all arounds, right? So it's just like making sure that you're consistent and that this is your priority. Your health is your priority right now, because literally, like, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything at all, right? Like, nothing else matters if you don't have your health, because you're gonna be sick on a bed somewhere, right? And so that's why these messages that are coming through right now are really like asking you to honor yourself, asking you to see yourself as a sacred vessel, so that with every decision that you move forward, it's coming from a place of love. It's coming from a place of healed and healthy. I'm just going to close my door because I can hear my mom on the phone. Okay, so it's coming from a place of being healed, of being healthy, of being secure, of making sure that your needs are met and knowing that they are, so that you're not coming from a place of lack or scarcity. So you are prepared when things happen, or you at least have the connection to be prepared, or to have the knowing or the intuition to come through. That's something that nobody can take away from you. You can get disconnected, but you can always reconnect, right? So I'm just going to have some of this. All right. So yeah, back to the affirmations / questions. So I am supported, I am grounded, all my basic needs are met. So am I supported? Am I grounded? Are all my basic needs being met? And this week, that's all your focus really needs to be. And then what's not serving you needs to leave, right? You need to shift out of your vibration, right? Because the thing is just if you cut people out, it's not going to do it. You have to shift the energy that is attracting that, because it's like, that's why we don't blame. That's why we don't point the finger. That's why we don't say, oh, it's this, it's that. No, we have to take responsibility, and we have to say, okay, I know that, as above, so below, as within, so without. Whatever's going on outside of me is a reflection of me. Seeing as we are all one, at the end of the day, we are all one collective consciousness. So when I choose to take responsibility for what I'm manifesting, it actually empowers me. And I know that I'm a conscious creator of my reality. So if I'm not going to take responsibility for the people that are showing up in my reality, then I'm giving my power away, right? I can just say, whoa, didn't like that energy. Whoa, not a fan of that. Or yeah, I really like that. I'm going to keep going forward with that, right? And I, being in tune and calibrating to your own frequency, to your own knowing really helps you to navigate that from this higher place, from this place of your head and your heart in balance, right? Like logically being able to think about it, and also like feeling into it and knowing and trusting, right? The feelings that come through. Okay. So grounding in higher perspectives through your heart space, right? So that's like, okay, so basically opening up the crown, higher self, light energy, source codes, frequencies coming in through your crown chakra, purifying your mind, going through your mind, shifting the perspective in your mind, and then it comes through into your heart space, right? And so you're anchoring in this higher conscious, this light conscious, this divine energy, your higher self, into your being. You're grounding your soul. You're literally grounding your soul into your body, right? As we choose to bring that energy through, right? So it's like grounding in these higher perspectives in through our heart space, which means we make our choices from this new higher perspective, from these new knowings, right? And so then that way from here, we live from our heart space and we're able to be open and honest and vulnerable, but also comfortable with our shadow because we're purifying it, right? Like there's nothing to be ashamed of. I take full responsibility. There are times in life where we are a victim and we do need to process those times, because if we suppress it, then we get stuck in the victim role unconsciously, right? So it's like there are things that have happened that were not in our control, like especially when we were children, right? So it's like acknowledge that stuff that's coming up and rewrite the story, rewrite it. You're not that person anymore. You're not that little girl and you're not that little boy. You're right here, right now, in this moment, with the brilliant, beautiful mind that you have, with the perspective that you have, with the beautiful heart that overflows. That's who you truly are. And so connect to that part of you to help guide you through the shadow, your shadow, the parts of you that you don't love, the parts of you that you do suppress, the parts of you that do have shame. If you're not going to hold the space for yourself, who's going to, right? Because even in order to be able to ask for help, you have to be able to hold enough space for yourself to say, I need help right now, and to acknowledge that within, and then to ask, take the action to ask for help, right? So that was juicy. This week, it's really going to be intense, like for real, for real. There's a lot of really heavy energies, but there's also that sense of flow because of this higher perspective and the head and the heart balancing, right? So it's really, really always comes down to balance, right? Okay, a purification of the mind and heart to create coherence. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I said. Okay, so, and then I also have, last thing is connecting. Okay, sorry, I couldn't read my writing. Connecting to the cycles. Okay, so that was my last point. So basically connecting to the cycles of the earth, and also of our own personal. So realizing where we are in the cycle, realizing where we are in the moon cycle, like really start bringing awareness to all of the energies at play. Also, I don't know, I'm being told to talk about the election coming up in Canada. I'm Canadian, so there's an election coming up in Canada this fall, I guess. It just got announced. So where are we in the cycles? It's like, where are you at in your cycle? Like, if there's a pattern that you've tried to break free of, or if there's something that you've suppressed for a long time, like where are you at in that cycle? Because things will come up and then they settle. They come up and then they settle. They come up and then they settle, right? And a lot of the time people feel like, oh, I'm back here again. I'm hitting my head against the wall. And it's like, no, like actually it's all in you raising your perspective, because you can be right here. Say this is you going in a circle, same pattern, same pattern, same pattern, same pattern, same pattern. Well, guess what? This is how you shift out of it. You raise your perspective. Oh, wow, look at that. Well, guess what? The world doesn't stop turning, so you keep going around in a circle, and then it's like, oh, wow, I'm actually going in an upward spiral now because I keep raising my perspective. I keep shifting my perspective. I keep choosing to embody higher versions of myself. So then I see this little human on the ground as such a divine being, because I'm realizing from higher perspectives what my purpose is and the journey of the soul and everything that goes deeper than just little old ego right here on the bottom. There's nothing wrong with the ego, but everything is me, 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 right? And there's nothing wrong with that as well. But it's about understanding the balance between the two, right? It's like seeing yourself for who you are, seeing your authentic self, holding space for yourself in these moments. Yeah, you might feel like you're hitting your head against the wall, then change something, shift your perspective, rise above, rise above, rise above, right? Like keep rising above. And from there, you'll get closer and closer and closer and closer to who you truly are. And then you're able to live life from that space, right? So connecting to the cycles. Okay, your cycle, if you're a woman, your period, where are you at in your cycle, noticing different things like this, right? Okay, so that's all I got written down. I'm going to pull from the Lightworker Oracle. Dun, 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 dun. And then I'm going to pull from... Dun, dun, dun. Let me open it. The Archangel Oracle as well. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do it. What's coming up? I'm just clearing all energies here that are not of 100% pure love and light. I'm calling in Archangel Michael. I'm calling in Archangel Raphael, Metatron, any archangel that would like to come through to channel these messages. I call in anyone's higher self that is going to be visiting to speak through me for any message that they need to hear at any time that they end up watching this. And I call my higher self in to lead the way. All right. Oh, would you look at that? Grounding, grounding. Look at that. That is so beautiful. See, she's naked. She's on the earth. She's got her red representing her base chakra. Oh my God, all the roots coming through, the light coming out of that plant there, nourishing her. She's in child's pose. It's a very nourishing, a very yin energy, drawing everything in. So drawing in all your senses. Pratyahara, guys. Pratyahara is withdrawal of the senses. Basically meditation, closing your eyes and going within. So that is how we're grounding this week, okay? We're grounding by going within. Wisdom of the Divine Feminine, card number 9, completion energy. So this is that mothering energy, that nurturing energy, that heart-centered energy, that wisdom, the intuition that's coming through, your emotions, right? Now, it was reversed, but also because I have grounding, I kind of think it was meant to be reversed because it creates the contrast, like it creates this flow here between the two cards. So, grounding into our nurturing quality, into the love, into our unconditionality for ourselves and for others, right? Really learning to be the mother for yourself, maybe the mother that you didn't have, or the mother that you wish to be that for you. And then if you're that for you, you'll be that for your children, right? And then spiritual service. So honestly, this is all connected to your soul's calling. Your soul's calling is in your healing. So what it is that you need healing with is just your soul literally saying, why are you not listening to me, and trying to get your attention, right? And then we have family of light. So this is just a reminder that like our ancestors are with us, any past loved ones, all of our lifetimes, they're all held in the Akasha, they're all held in the ethers, they're all there for us to tap into, right? So it's like, ask for the guidance. The angels are saying, yeah, dudes, you gotta like say, hey, yo, I need your help. Like, you just need to ask for it. You just need to be open to receiving it, right? And so you do have guidance, you do have protection, and it comes from you grounding. It comes from you nurturing yourself. It comes from you connecting. This guy's third eye is just totally connected to source, right? It's about purifying your perspective, purifying your heart, purifying your base, purifying your reality, right? And in order to do this, the feminine is being called, right? All is well. The feminine energy is like that energy of everything is going to be okay, right? And so here, just as I'm talking about the feminine, we have all is well. So everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand, okay? So that was amazing. All is well. And that's connected with that grounding energy. So ground yourself into the knowing that everything's going to be okay. And how do you know that everything's going to be okay? Because you trust yourself, you know yourself, you're listening, you're ready to take action, you're ready to be still, you're ready to do everything that it is for you and your family and everyone around you that you love. But you are the one that needs to come first in order for you to actually help and be of service, right? Oh, they're all falling out. Okay, so then we have, so for wisdom of the divine feminine, we have spread your wings. Do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you are ready to soar. And then we have gentleness and patience. So be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. And then patience. Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience, right? So, okay, this is so beautiful. So it's like this one's saying, like, spread your wings. Like, you know, you got this. Divine feminine is encouraging you. That mother energy is like, yeah, absolutely. You can achieve any dream that you want, all your heart's desires. But then there's bringing this side into it as well. So then this is that wisdom side of, well, remember to be gentle with yourself. Remember to be patient with yourself. Remember to really trust that knowing. Okay, so we're being called to trust the knowing. That's what spreading our wings is representing, is that we're choosing to trust our knowings now. And so it's like, well, if you know what you're here to do, and it might not be specific, you might have a general where like, I know I'm here to help people, but you don't know how to help people. So then start focusing on ways that you help people. It doesn't need to necessarily be financially right now, but it's just being of service all the time, right? And in order for us to do that, it's just like being the best version of ourselves. If somebody drops their groceries on the floor in the store, are you just going to stand there and watch them struggle? Or are you going to go, oh my God, here, let me help you. Let me try to, you know, like put your stuff back in your bag for you, you know, like that's all it is. It's about being that purity all the time, but also taking no shit, like also having boundaries, also saying, no, you are crossing a boundary. You are not serving me, right? Like that is also the divine feminine coming through, of that mama bear energy and that protection energy, right? So you have to trust yourself. You have to be patient and gentle and really just allow yourself to go into this with ease, right? There's no rush. There's nowhere to be. Literally, there's nowhere to be right now. So just breathe into this now moment. And now we're going to pull another card to go with spiritual service here. Remember who you are. You are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God, and you are very loved. There you go. Remember who you are. And that was with spiritual service, guys. So literally, that's it. That is your life's purpose, is to basically get to know who you are, because that's all your past lives. That's all of the aspects of you in this lifetime. That's all of your future lives. That's all of everything. It's your kids. It's, you know, who are you? Remember who you are. That is your spiritual service, is literally remembering who you are. Like, how perfect is that? I couldn't have said it any more perfect. And then for the family of light, this is the last one. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Are you kidding, guys? I just pulled that for the family of light here, okay? So clairvoyance, that's connection to our third eye, right? So that is, okay, so I'm hearing ancestral clearing in the mind, in our perception, in our heart, right? Because our head and our heart are so connected, it's like we're actually able to understand why our parents are the way that they are, why we are the way that we are, why our kids are the way that we are, and so on and so forth, why our life has unfolded in the way that it has, right? And so through that bird's eye perspective, through coming out of the shit and looking at it from a higher perspective, you're able to see and then feel the connection, the love. Look at, he's got the rainbow right here. This is your light pillar being activated to connect to the divine, to connect to who you are, to connect to your ancestors and your family. Okay? And family, also when I first got this, I actually felt clairsentience, because it was, I thought that it was saying, listen to your emotions around who your family is in the physical. So I'm going to just put that out there too. That was the first download that I got when I looked at clairvoyance, right? And then clear your space. Get rid of clutter, clear the energies around you, and use Feng Shui. Okay? And comfort also came through. So I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. Amazing. All right, so that's that, guys. You have a beautiful week. You are in for a ride, but, you know, just keep realizing where your focus is. Keep coming back to your heart. Keep listening. Keep coming back to your center. And, yeah, like, become your own best friend this week, because we're really being asked to really step up and take care of our needs, because that is literally the key in all of this, is changing our entire lifestyle and all of humanity's lifestyle. So, I mean, it starts with one person, which is us, and here we are, right? So thank you so much for your service. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing. You know that your work is acknowledged. Know that you are being seen by the universe, by yourself, by anybody of your loved ones that have passed away. They're on your shoulders. They are all wanting me to tell you that right now. So just trust that. Remind yourself that you're never alone. Remind yourself that you have so many guides to ask for help. And it's okay to not be okay, right? So give yourself the space, and yeah, have a beautiful week. And I will see you guys next week.